your sexual arousal template and how pornography changes it over time. And more importantly, how you can change it back to healthy levels. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Let's break all of that down in this video. So, number one, we're going to talk about what is a sexual arousal template. Number two, how does pornography change it? Number three, how can you back it back out and get it back to healthy levels that feel good to you so you can share it with another human being? That is the point. Okay, number one, what is your sexual arousal template? Every single human being has different aspects of sexuality that they find arousing. That is normal, that is healthy. So, what might arouse you might not be the exact same thing that arouses your partner. But when you are with another human being, it must be consensual and it must be mutual of what things, what activities, what positions, what different things you're going to do together are in the sexual arousal template. We'll get back to that in a minute. What happens when you consume consistent and frequent pornography, especially when it becomes more intense, is that the arousal template changes. So what you initially found arousing and that you liked and you wanted to experience in your own sexuality morphs and becomes very distorted because of the fantasy and the unhealthy aspects of fake sexuality that you are watching in pornography. So let me back up for just a second in case you missed my ranty video when I was ranting about how porn isn't real. The sexuality that happens in porn isn't real and it isn't healthy. It's a performance. It's a performance that's put on by an industry that knows how addictive it is because of the supernormal stimulus that it provides your brain so that your brain dumps all of these neurochemicals so that you are seemingly moving towards pleasure. You're moving away from pain because there's opioid chemical releases in your brain. That's all it is. It's a chemical Molotov cocktail that's going on in your brain to addictive levels when you keep going back for more and more, especially more intensity. So literally you're being taken advantage of by that industry. But I digress. We'll go there a different day. What I am mostly concerned about is how it changes what you find arousing, because if you watch lower levels of pornography over time, it won't give you the neurochemical release that it did before. That's tolerance building. That's habituation. The levels in your brain will constantly readapt in the reward center so that you will need more and more and more frequency, consistency, and especially intensity. So you ramp up the intensity and you start watching more hardcore pornography. And then many people will cross their moral boundaries. And I talk to people all the time and they're like, I can't even believe what I'm watching. They're like, I don't even know why I like it. And the answer is you don't actually like it. Your brain needs it to be able to get the bigger hit of dopamine and the neurochemicals. But it confuses the arousal template. So if you keep going back for more and more of that intensity, you no longer know what you actually like. And it becomes really confusing to people. And that can actually increase the anxiety and the depression, identity confusion. It becomes really confusing for people. I know it from talking to so many people. What it can also do in terms of the arousal template is over time, seeing it on the screen is no longer enough. Many people then will have to cross over into finding it in their real life, and they will use apps for that, or they will find prostitutes, or move in a direction that's even more unhealthy simply to satisfy, actually it doesn't even satisfy, but to pretend to satisfy the new warped arousal template. Okay, so hopefully you understand how you got from what you used to like, which was probably healthy, normal sexuality, to where you are now. Now, the biggest piece is how do we back you out of that and get you back to a healthy template, which one of my mentors calls the sexual garden. So you have to decide when you plant a garden what seeds you're going to plant so that it grows. You have been growing very unhealthy vegetables. They're toxic. It's literally like you've been putting tons of toxic chemicals on them and they are unhealthy veggies. What we need you to do is to get rid of the toxins, stop spraying your garden with it so that we can back you back out and the sexual garden that you have will become healthy again and you can share it with a partner, a real live human being, and it will give you connection instead of isolation. It will give you dignity instead of guilt. It will build integrity in your life instead of shame, and that is how the cycle is broken. But I'm sorry to tell you that you're going to have to abstain from watching pornography because that is how you unwire your brain. So we need to use anti-Hebbian learning theory, which means you stop watching it and the neural pathways will die. Then we want to rewire your brain in the right direction. So we need to do brain training, and you can do neuro meditation with the brain headband, and you're going to train your brain using your behaviors, changing your attitude, changing your habits, changing your physical environment, changing the relationships that you're in. You're going to change things in your life so you get a new outcome. And that is how you're going to get your arousal template back to healthy levels. So that's the takeaway. That's what I want you to do so that you can reach your full potential in your life, not have a distorted vision of what is arousing for you because of this massive neurochemical dump into your brain. And if you would like help with that, please check out drtrishleigh.com. I am here for you. I would love to support you in that journey. I have courses that you can take that you can move through by yourself. And then, of course, I'm here for brain training and coaching to be able to individualize and personalize that support for you. Okay, and remember, control your brain or it will control you.